Hello there, and welcome back. Jin here. So we're just continuing with the Love Queen's Choice, still in chapter 3, but we're doing chapter 3 part 15 now, so hopefully we'll finish it very soon. Okay, so let's start that. After I said goodbye to the grandma, I helped Kiddo in his bear costume stagger back to the camera unit. Thinking of the grandma craning her neck to see footage I'd got on my camera, I couldn't help laughing. Kiddo looked back at me.
What are you laughing about?
I'm thinking, when I work with Kiddo, though it's a bit tiring, it's pretty fun.
Being with you and doing something I like makes me happy too.
The wind kicked up, sticking a few stray strands of hair to my brow. Looking off in the distance, for that instant, I had a feeling of youth. That sea breeze from the summer when I was 17 seemed to be blowing past me again. I like Kiddo's music too. I seemed to return to that summer. I stand on the soft but solid sand, ready to embrace future. Oh wow, the English. No, the English in this game is pretty good so far. I turned back to look at Kiddo. Your agent, Director Young, the assistant producer. You're all so lovable. This show we're all making, it's definitely gonna be something.
I am so looking forward to the show I'll make with you. It's gonna be so fun, right?
Yeah, it will. We looked at each other, laughing happily. I don't know why, but I thought of that little bear in my dream. Ah, that makes sense, okay. The bear that always makes the weather sunny. Could it be Kiddo? Excuse me, have you seen Kiddo? Big Bear and I waved our hands in unison. No. The fans thanked us. Kiddo goaded me into taking a photo for them. Sure. When I took his phone, I felt something strange. There was a bump on the back. Feeling a little confused, I raised the phone. Why should we take this photo? The bear mimed covering his mouth, telling me not to speak out. Ah ha 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 ha! This bear is almost half as cute as Kiddo. Let's take a photo together. There were many fans asking on the way, and I helped Kiddo take photos with all of them. When we passed an alley, Kiddo suddenly stopped me. It was a man talking with two girl students beside the road. He's called a villain, man. Why did they do that straight away? Now we immediately know he's bad. Are you going to see Kiddo? Yes. You know where he is? I'm with the film crew. Kiddo's already finished shooting and gone back to the studio. We have strict rules. Not even entertainment reporters are allowed to enter. Can you get us in there? Very difficult, but luckily I know some of the staff. Give me $50 and I'll get you inside. Is this one of the film crew? He doesn't have a badge.
And he's scamming my fans.
I saw the two girls preparing to give him the money. The guy looks strong. Should we call for help? If we confront him, what if he tries to fight?
Stay put. I have a plan.
Kiddo in his bear costume rushed out before I could stop him. Does he really have a plan? Kiddo walked slowly, waving his hands clumsily. He took out some flyers that were in his pocket. Hey, where'd you come from? Get out of here! The man tried to wave off Kiddo with his hands. Then, Kiddo suddenly threw down the flyers, took off his bear head, and plopped it over the man's head.
There! I'll teach you to scam my fans. Having trouble seeing?
Then he turned around, grabbed me by the hand, and ran. He even picked up the flyers along the way.
I'm not even giving you a flyer.
Ah, Kiro! After recognizing him, the fans screamed and chased after him. The man in the bear head, completely blinded, just ran into the wall. A girl with a ponytail gave him a good kick and took a photo. Liar, you should have met with Kiro's fans. In that ridiculous costume, Kiro ran as fast as he could, his golden hair dancing in the sunshine with big drops of sweat falling off his face. His clean, slim figure highlighted by the sun suddenly made me forget everything else. His face was all red from running. Kiro looked back and reached out to me.
Here, take my hand.
I smiled and squeezed his hand tightly. He held my hand tightly and I felt a warmth, like his own special heat signature. Finally, we were somewhere more secluded. We were both doubled over, panting heavily. You just rushed out like that for those girls? What if something would have happened?
They are my fans. It's my duty to protect them. Actually using me to scam people.
Kiro smiled conceitedly, like a sly squirrel. I'm gonna pair this up with the next part too. And now we're up to part 317. Soon, the news of Kiro being in a bear costume spread. A new song, yes. And those two girls who he saved also posted their tale online. And a picture of Kiro running, the bare-headed con man lying on the ground, was all over the internet. Everyone wearing a costume in the square was besieged by fans. Don't chase me, I swear I'll never hand out another flyer out again. Stop! Take off your head! The costumed workers were chased, and some rabid fan would pull off their head, exposing a terrified face underneath. And then, the square would fill with screams of anticipation and disappointment. Two people, one tall and one short, in big hats and disguised glasses, sculled around taking it all in. Is that you and Kiro? Yes, it is. Northwest, all clear.
Southeast, no enemy detected.
Operation successful.
Target base camp. Move out.
We walked out of some inconspicuous little shop and moved toward the film crew with our heads low. We finally made it back, and the agents and the crew all looked ready to give us a good scolding. Kiro, where have you been? We're all worried sick about you. Then the agent turned to blame me, of course. Why didn't you inform us when you found Kiro? What took you so long? How can we make the show now? Any bright ideas? Kiro took off his sunglasses and stood in front of me.
Don't worry, we already got the material.
What? I took out the camera and gave the card to director Young. Everyone gathered around to watch what I'd shot. I was so nervous that I clenched my fists, watching the face of Young. Kiro inched next to me.
Don't worry, I think it's really great.
After watching the last scene, Young's face didn't get any better. This is shot so poorly. I bit my lip but felt an encouraging squeeze on my hand from Kiro. But the content is fun. It should do after some post-processing. Like being on a roller coaster, I suddenly felt flattered and a little disoriented.
I knew it would all work out.
Thank you, Director Young. But I got nervous again.
Young, just spit it out. You keep saying but, and it's driving her crazy.
That but's for you. A star needs to act like a star. You have a responsibility to this whole crew. Do you think it's alright for you to just go missing like that? Kiddo didn't say anything as Young scolded him. He just stood there with his head hung low. Kiddo didn't mean it. It was a real emergency situation just then. If you didn't hide, then we'd definitely have no show today. Don't cover for him. You've got your own explaining to do. Kiddo didn't mean it. Of course I know. But what about you? Why didn't you stop him? If you weren't lucky enough to get some suitable footage, what do you think you would do?
Young, it's my bad. I told her not to tell the other crew.
Kiddo, so what if the show is ruined? You're a superstar now. What you did was dangerous, you know. In the future, you're never allowed to do anything like this again.
We are sorry.
Sorry for all the trouble we caused you. Like students, we stood side by side and apologized. Then my stomach suddenly let out a rumble. Apart from the cotton candy, I didn't get anything to eat today. I blushed and lowered my head. Then I felt the touch of Kiddo. I peeked at Director Young. She was still going on and on with the agent, like newly found soulmates. How can they be so childish? Yeah, you can't spoil him forever. I looked aside surreptitiously.
Shh.
He spread out his palm and the candy lay there like he had just done a magic trick. I gestured with my eyes at his agent standing off to the side. Kiddo winked and whispered in my ear.
I secretly hid it. Don't let them see it. Or they will get even stricter about my diet.
Thanks. I took the candy, and after looking at it in my palm for a while, I clenched it tight in my hand.
Why don't you eat it?
I'd rather hold on to it. When the agent looked the other way, he picked the candy up, peeled off the wrapper, and gave it to me. The sweetness spread, bursting with the flavor of fresh apple, mixed with joy and heartbeats.
Sweet, huh?
Sweet. What's sweet? Kiddo and I both shook our heads and couldn't help letting out a laugh.
Can we get something to eat? We've been running around all afternoon and we are starving.
The agent looked at us, giving a helpless shake of his head, but he let us go. He had gotten late. On a street not too far from the set, Victor walked out from a shop. I knew that was Victor's song. A wind chime sounded gently. He stood still at the intersection, seemingly hesitating over something. Finally, he turned right and went to the cafe where the girl had stored the pudding. He opened the refrigerator and exchanged the pudding there with the ones in his hand. What? Something's not right. I think Victor just stole our pudding. Was our pudding so bad that he replaced it with a good tasting one? Suspicious. Well, we will find out in the next part of Mr. Love Queen's Choice. So I'm going to leave this part here. It's getting a bit too long now anyway. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. And I will see you very soon in the next part of Mr. Love Queen's Choice, where we find out what exactly happens to our pudding. But until then, bye for now.